Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree, and today I'm giving you my typewriter memories because I'm a writer and I'm an old person. You know, I'm a middle-aged woman. So I had this clunky piece of metal that you used to push your fingers on, and it would slap another piece of metal against this ink strip that would leave a smudge on the paper, and if you smudged it enough, it looked like words. And this was called a typewriter. I got my first typewriter when I was 12 years old in the 6th grade, living in Podunk, nowhere, Kansas. You've never heard of it, and I'm not even going to tell you where it is because you can't find it on a map. But my dad gave me this typewriter, and I was like, cool. And he gave me a stack of printer paper, or typewriter paper as it was known as back in the day. Typing paper, and I just started typing away. I wrote poems and short stories and outlines for books and tried to write books but never got very far, or just kept a journal or whatever. This was my introduction to writing. Obviously, I grew up and became a professional writer, and even today I'm still a writer. I'm still a content creator. I'm still, I'm not necessarily typing on a typewriter anymore, but typing is a big part of the production of this show, and writing was a big part of my job as a television producer, etc. Now, this was 1994. I didn't get my first digital computer until 1996. You can look on the computer timeline to figure out how fucked up this was, because that computer I got in 1996 was an Atari 8-bit 800XL from 1970 fuck off. But in between getting a computer that I couldn't do fuck all with because it was worthless, and getting the typewriter, which had its uses but also had its limits, I also got an electronic typewriter, a word processor as it was known as. This was what we meant when we said word processor before we meant Microsoft Word or Word Perfect or whatever, because today word processor just means a computer software. But back in the day it did not, because computers were still out there in the ether. Rich people had them, we did not. But I know the world moves pretty fucking fast, don't it? Anyways. And I don't remember what brand it was. It could have been an HP, it could have been a Smith Corona, I couldn't tell you. Needless to say, it was this little electronic typewriter that had a little tiny LED screen. It had a QWERTY keyboard instead of a typewriter keyboard, which is neither here nor there. And it had a diskette drive that you could insert a 3 3/4 inch IBM compatible DOS floppy disk, which you could save your work as a .txt file, stick it into your DOS compatible computer, and boot it up, assuming your computer had a text editor that could read TXT files. That was it. I didn't do much with this thing because it was this itty-bitty little screen that you could type like 6 characters at a time or something like that, whereas I could type whole paragraphs on the typewriter. So, and although it could also print too, I could hit the button that say print, stick a piece of paper in it, and it would just like a normal typewriter, it would shoot out what I typed from the screen right there onto the paper. But it had such a small screen, I couldn't really preview what I was typing, so I didn't use it that much. In 1999, Christmas, right before Y2K, we got our first actual contemporary computer, and Windows 98 2nd edition compatible, well, it was Windows 98 2nd edition, Pentium 3 or Pentium 2, compact Presario. It might have been a Pentium 2, compact Presario. 64 megabytes of RAM, 20 gigabyte hard drive, floppy disk drive, CD-ROM, ROM, not recordable, not rewritable, no DVD, no internet. It had a dial-up modem. We had to use that for a while. But anyways, yeah, that was my first, quote, real computer. And that's it. That's what put me on the path of becoming a writer. Stay cool.